everybody, it is Professor Parrish, and we are on week 2 of English 109 for the summer. And so hopefully you guys are all getting settled in. You've got your textbook, you've getting settled in for summer classes. We're already on week 2, which is crazy, right? So I want to go over just kind of what we're doing for the week. We've scrolled down here to week 2's assignments. Everything is due Father's Day on Sunday, so that's always exciting. But I just want to talk about what we're doing in the class as far as when things are due and what they are. So going to our module guide here, I'll have our lecture video placed right here once it's completed. The reading assignments for this week are chapters 3 and 4, mainly just going through different things of writing and researching. You'll notice in our textbook that a lot of the chapters are not just straight paragraphs worth of text. There are models, there are charts, there are pictures, there's different examples, there are grammar activities and textbook activities. So it's not a straightforward reading like you would think. So instead what you can do is just go around through the chapter, pay attention to any bolded terms. You can even make notes of that in your notes if you want to. Or when I was taking a class online, I would have sticky notes, like the little ones that are like little tiny, they look like little toothpick papers, and I would mark if there was a bold term. So when it was time to take a test, I could just flip through my book and go to those terms and they would be right there. Another method of doing it, if you don't want a bunch of little sticky papers sticking out of your textbook, is I would have also a notebook that I could write down the term and what page it was on. So if it's a bolded term and you think, okay, that may come back in the midterm exam or the final exam, I'm going to make a note of it. You don't have to write down the definition, just put what the term is and what page it's on. Kind of like making your own glossary. So you can go back and look over things, especially words and terms that you don't necessarily understand or think are easy to forget. That's something just to keep track of. But we're also looking at chapters 11, which starts cause and effect, which is our paper topic, the first paper that we do. I like starting with cause and effect because it's a paper that you don't necessarily do in English 121, but it's a nice paper to start out with because it's fairly simple. And so we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. So you have your discussion forum, obviously, and then the textbook and grammar review, got those. But we're also going to talk about the writing prep for cause and effect, which is basically your topic and your outline. So we're just going to go ahead and talk about the discussion forum first. The discussion forum is based on chapters 1 through 3 in our textbook, basically asking you about brainstorming techniques. Have you used any before? If you have, explained why or why not you have used the techniques and what the reason is. I personally am a lister. I like listing things in order and I like checking them off as I go or highlighting them as I go. And I get that small feeling of accomplishment that I've done something for the day when I can highlight it off my list, right? Also, the second question, what is the hardest part about writing for you? Why is it difficult? For me, it's getting started. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so when I start writing, I want it to be perfect. And that first paragraph, I always want to be like the best it can be. And then after that, it gets easier. But that first paragraph, always, I spend the most time on it. And then everything else just kind of falls into place after that. So it can be difficult when you want it to be exactly how it should be. And then third, what is the importance of specific details? Why does a piece of writing need these details? And is there a type of writing that perhaps wouldn't need the details? Now, I can think of several that would not, but if I told you in this video, that would be spoiling it and giving you the answer. So, and plus there's lots of answers you can choose from. So I'm curious to know what you all are thinking about as you're writing. And probably by Sunday of next week, I'll post in the discussion forum like my thoughts about it, but I'll let you all have a go with it first and tell me what you think. So that's the discussion forum. Make sure you respond to at least 2 of your peers. The peer responses in the post last week were great. I don't respond to every single post because that takes a lot of time and I'm grading and doing other things, but I do read every post. So I read everything that you write, and if I see responses that aren't detailed, I take points off. If I see grammar errors, I'll take points off for those. But last week, everybody's responses and posts were great. I'm glad we have a diverse class. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, so kudos, y'all did good. Let's talk about the writing prep. All the writing prep is it is telling me what is the topic of your paper, what's the purpose that you're writing for. In this case, the purpose is a cause and effect. And then an outline of your paper to show the points and the basic structure of your paper. I am not, repeat, not looking for a draft. I don't want to see a draft yet. What I want to do, and I'm going to zoom in on this here. Here's our guidelines. Essentially, it is chapter 11, not chapter it might be chapter 10, chapter 11. Check your book. It's the cause and effect chapter. I know we've switched editions here in the last year, as you guys have noted in the email I sent out. Essentially, a cause and effect paper is that something is caused and it has an effect. It's exactly like it sounds. So, for example, if the cause is I've decided to start a workout program because I want to get fit or tone my body or something like that, that would be the cause. And then the effect, you could talk about the effects that starting that has had. Or if you, I've known people that have had to change their lifestyle for health reasons. So there was a cause, they had a health concern, they had to change their lifestyle for it. And then they had effects. So what happened because of that? So you can do it something that's personal. You can do something that's like the cause of, you could talk about coal mines leaving our area. Because coal mines have left our area, what has been the effect? Something like that. It can be something geographical, it can be personal, it can be something to do with school, it can be like, because I moved from this area to this area, here were the effects of that. Because I've gone to therapy, here's the effects of that. Like, you can choose anything that has a reason behind it and then talk about what the effects of that has been. That can be anything that you choose to do. But it's usually a pretty simple paper. All of our papers in these classes are 3 full pages, double spaced, which is not hard to write if you've got a good, strong topic and you're excited about it. But essentially, what I'm grading on is that you have an introduction and conclusion, that you have body paragraphs, content that relates to the subject, grammar and spelling, obviously, and that it's 3 pages and meets the formatting requirements. That's the big thing. So it's out of 50 points altogether. Now, so what I'm wanting to see in this writing prep is to know, what are you going to talk about? It's cause and effect. My dogs are in the background wrestling. But this right here, I'm going to highlight it to show you. This is what I'm looking for in terms of an outline. I chose to do Roman numerals here because that's easiest for me. It's what we did in high school. But I want you to kind of like tell me a little bit about what your introduction is going to do. What's your topic? What are the points you're going to talk about? So for example, if I was talking about because I had this health thing come up, I had to change my lifestyle, I would say, the cause, the cause would be a point. Here's effect number 1, 2, and 3. And I would just talk about those. Subpoints are if you kind of have a lot of information in one specific point, you need to break that down. So for example, if point 3 is my diet has changed and it's made me healthier, I can talk about the diet, like lunch in one subpoint, dinner in one subpoint, breakfast in another subpoint, if that makes sense. So you will have as many points and subpoints as you need for your topic. I don't want to give anybody like a cookie cutter, only have so many points or so many things. No, everybody's topic is going to be different and it's going to have a different amount of paragraphs and points to it. It just, whatever you need to talk about your paper is what you need to write about. So I'm not going to say that anybody's has to have a certain limit. I'm just looking to see that you have points listed, things you're going to talk about. And the reason behind this outline is honestly to give you a starting point. A lot of students will wait till the last minute to write essays, and then on the day of that it's due, they're like, I guess I'm going to write this 3-page paper, and then they start writing and they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so the whole point of this is to try to keep that from happening, that you have a topic and that you have points to talk about that will keep you on track. So if you get stuck and you're like, I don't know what to do, you can start writing about the next point on your outline, and then maybe that'll jog your memory or jog your mind into thinking of something else to add to the one before it. So that's kind of the whole point of it. But if you have questions about this, you can definitely email me. My email address is right there. Email me through Canvas and let me know. All right. So that's the writing prep. And then the textbook activities, this one right here is from pages 87 to 91 in our textbook. On Monday, I'll double check that to make sure it's correct. I had an old edition for the grammar review last week and I had to change a few things on there. But I have looked ahead for the grammar review. The grammar review is correct. I've double checked everything on there. But if you click on the grammar review, you'll see the assignment for it. I have checked it, so it is correct on that one. So thank you guys for pointing that out for me and keeping me at 100. But yeah, so that's basically the assignments for the week. Go back to 109 here. If you all have any questions at all, please let me know. But I hope you all have a great week and a great Father's Day. I'm looking forward to seeing your work and seeing what topics you're choosing for this assignment. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and I'll be back with more for English 109. Bye.